monitor right now, or a specific plant or something in the corner of your room. I can see a window where I can see the green garden, or the color of one of your friends or colleagues' coffee mug or something like that, or maybe the pattern of the flooring or the carpet or something like that. So you can see five things, and then you can feel four things. So it could be the firm pressure of your back against the couch or the chair you're sitting or lying on. It could be the texture of your own clothing as well. It could be the cool temperature of the air coming from maybe the AC or the natural air, whatever. I mean, it's too cold in Bangalore, so I don't think any of you would be switching on the AC as of now. But yes, we can just feel the cool air, or just a solid ground beneath your sole of your feet. So any of these things you feel, and then you hear three things, like maybe the sound of the clock ticking. Maybe, I mean, if you're silent and everything is quiet, you can hear the sound of the clock ticking. You can hear the sound of the traffic around, maybe outside your window, or you can just pay attention to the rhythmic sound of your own quiet breathing. So, like that, you could think, or you could hear three things, or you could smell two things, where it could be the perfume you wore today morning, or it could be the scent of your own shampoo, or maybe the sanitizer or the soap, the hand wash or whatever. Like that, you could smell two things and activate your olfactory senses, and then you could taste maybe just one thing, because that's why it is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule. Maybe the minty aftertaste of the toothpaste or the gum, or maybe what you had during breakfast, or simply just notice the taste of your own saliva or the lack of taste. So you could do any of these things. And so why it actually works is because it forces the mind to engage the senses, which requires rational focus and reduces the bandwidth for emotional panic. So that's one of the techniques where you could get out of that emotional panic of overthinking and bring your focus to the current moment. And the next technique is breath. I mean, we all breathe, but it's important for us to breathe the right way. So there are two techniques we will be talking about today. Since breathing is the fastest way to signal safety to your nervous system, when you slow your breath out, it activates your parasympathetic nervous system. So you will realize that when you're breathing out, when you're getting at the bottom of your breath, if you're holding on for some time there, you will realize that it is impossible to think of anything at that point. So let me begin with one such breathing technique, which is box breathing. So I would request all of you to do this with me, because the more you practice it with me, it will become easier for you to practice this later as well. So let us all sit comfortably with your back straight. Get close to your chair or couch or whatever you're sitting on, and keep your feet grounded. Just get close to the back, and take a deep, long breath for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now exhale slowly. 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, hold there. Hold for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Now you'll notice that it was impossible for you to think about anything when you are doing this, right? Especially at the bottom of your breath. What happens is, when we are engaging in shallow breathing, we're just breathing and we forget to breathe out. So there are very short breaths where we are breathing out. And that's the reason it increases our sympathetic response, where actually we have to activate our parasympathetic response, especially when you're stressed out. So do this when you're getting in for a meeting or a presentation or somewhere where you're really stressed out. um, Practice this cycle 4 times at least every day. And I've seen a lot of people with nerve issues, neurological issues, and all of that have practiced this, get rid of it, because even in early Parkinson's, it works wonders. Because in Parkinson's also, it is a lot related to the cortisol levels being high, and there are so many other things that happen due to stress, especially when you're in that high stress mode, when you're going for a presentation, when you're going for a talk, when you're going for your exams. You've seen that, students usually just have a blackout. Even if they know everything, they're not really able to write what they or remember what they have learned. So when you practice these techniques, it definitely helps you activate your parasympathetic response. There's one more breathing technique, I would say. The box breathing technique is the most effective. And this is also very good. Here you can inhale for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now exhale. You don't have to hold, but continue to exhale. Keep exhaling. Remove all the toxins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the longer exhale is critical for parasympathetic activation, like I mentioned. The more you breathe out, it activates your parasympathetic response. So even if you're not holding at the bottom, slow exhaling, where you're breathing out continuously, you're removing all the toxins from your body, again helps in bringing more clarity. So while you do this, there is no brain fog, there is more mental clarity. So this is again another way. I'll come to the practical demonstration after this. And then the next thing is to set cognitive boundaries itself. Yeah, so when you set these cognitive boundaries, you try to stop, when you actually try to stop worrying, the mind resists being suppressed. Because when I tell you, think about anything but this presentation, or think about anything but your computer, laptop, or phone, wherever you're looking at, it is impossible to do that, right? You cannot, the mind resists it. The moment I say, think about anything but the curtain around you, your mind will take you towards thinking only that, right? So instead, what we do is we don't suppress the worry that's coming in. We just postpone the worry to some extent. So you postpone the worry time schedule. What you do is you choose a particular time and place each day. Like for example, you could say, okay, I go back in the cab every evening, so I will keep all my worries for that time, but I'll keep it short. I'll keep it only for 15 minutes. And whenever you get a thought, whenever suddenly you get a popping thought, like oh my god, I haven't done this thing properly, or I haven't done that thing properly. So whatever a thing you get, like for example, you're in the middle of a focused task, maybe at 11 a.m., and the brain screams, what if the client hates this hates this design tomorrow, or something like that you hear. What you actually do is, you tell your brain, note it, I'll add that to the 6 p.m. The travel that I would be looking at, but right now I will concentrate on whatever I'm doing currently. So that way, you're trying to reschedule it to some other time. And what happens is, you can, while you're doing that at that time, when the time arrives, what you can do is you lean into the worry completely for exactly those 15 minutes, right? So there is a brain dump exercise that you can do, where you could write down, you could have a diary or a journal carrying with you, where you just write down saying, the client hits this uh, drawing, or hates this something, whatever. and or whatever the worry you have been scheduled for that time. You just write that. But often when you look at the list you have saved for that particular time, you will see that the intensity has reduced because it has faded away. You might realize that maybe the client's opinion isn't catastrophic, so you can solve it right now anyways, is how you will start realizing it. So when the 15-minute timer digs in, you close the notebook and physically move to a different room. That also you could do. So this signals your nervous system that the session is over. So that's how you could keep it short just for those 15 minutes. Otherwise, you will start brooding over it during that time also, which is not a good thing. So by giving worry a designated home, a designated time, what you're actually doing is you're training the prefrontal cortex to take back control from the amygdala. Like we saw how what happens during stress, right? The prefrontal cortex takes a back seat, and the amygdala takes the forefront, right? So you are actually training your brain to say that it's okay now. The prefrontal cortex can take the back seat, and then no, sorry, the prefrontal cortex can take back that control from the amygdala, because you aren't suppressing the thought. You're because when you suppress, again, it leads to those 4Fs of please or so on. So you're managing it with the cognitive boundaries here. So that is exactly what happens when you are setting cognitive boundaries. You acknowledge the thought without letting it hijack your entire day. It's not like you're overthinking the whole day, but you've scheduled that time for a particular time. And here you're the boss of your mind. So it shouldn't be the other way around. It's not like the mind is controlling you, but you are controlling your mind. That's how you can gain back control over your mind. And the next thing
Just
is
one thing, Doctor,
when.
sorry to disturb you. I think a few of us have a question here that how do we, like, I understand the scheduling one, but how do we actually stop at the moment? Because the mind, it keeps on, thinking of the worst and the worst.
Right, right. Sorry, just I couldn't hear you. My volume was very low. Could you just come again?
Yes. So I understood that we schedule a specific time for our worry.
Right,
But when, something you came to know about, okay, tomorrow I have to go to this place and I'm very scared. I have this meeting. So
right.
that thought, it really does not stop. So how would
Yes,
you suggest at that moment how we try to say that, okay, we'll schedule it later. But again, the mind keeps on repeating these thoughts again and again, and it thinks of worse situations.
right, right. So what you could do is, like I mentioned, the different breathing techniques as that at that point, when you activate your parasympathetic response, that itself will take you to that rest and digest mode where you will be able to reschedule it to some other time. So here, when we say rescheduling it to some other time, it's not about actually rescheduling it to that time, because by the time you just allow your worry to pass for some time, the intensity also passes. Like you would have seen where you're in that angry mode, you want to talk to a colleague and just burst out, but you say, okay, fine, and not now, I'll wait, I will do that when he or she is in that calmer state or in a mode to listen. So you, as you wait, you will see that the intensity of your because all this comes from the amygdala, where you are rushing in, you're very anxious, you're very aggressive at that point. But then when you schedule it, it's actually saying that you are reducing the intensity of that feeling itself. So that's how you could reschedule. But what you could do, because that's the peak time, right? You're not able to do that, so you could even add this breathing technique where, again, in this breathing technique, you're activating the parasympathetic response, right? So that way you will be able to reschedule that, reduce that sympathetic load, and improve the parasympathetic activity, where you will feel like doing that as well. So when you practice this, you will realize that, I mean, when I'm saying it, it will be a little difficult to think maybe I will be able to do that. But once you practice that, you will see that it actually works. Because I've seen many of my clients as well. For them, those who were in that hyper vigilant state, they were always on the go, always worrying. See, it's good to be in that on the go mode to some extent, but if you're there on that chronically, then it leads to so many physiological manifestations. So when they realize that, when they start applying that in real life, they will realize that it actually works, and they will be able to reduce that overthinking as well. So that's how this setting these cognitive boundaries helps. It'll be a little difficult initially, but as you practice it, it'll become a habit later.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So next, coming to movement, which is the energy discharge. So stress isn't just a thought; it's a physical charge of energy in your mind, in your muscles. So when your sympathetic arousal is high, what happens is it's not just a thought that is going through. You will notice that when you're stressed, when you go for something that you're really stressed about, you see that your muscles will be very tense. And like how there is a debate between structural abnormalities, real structural abnormalities, and a psychological reaction to that, right? So a lot of people think that, I mean, there are so many instances where we have seen in the MRIs as well, where there will be a disc bulge, and there will be no pain at all. So for people who come with pain, when we do this MRI, we do see a disc bulge, and then they relate that to the pain. But there are so many other people who don't have pain at all. So it's what actually happens here is it's a vicious loop. When you're tensing your muscles, again, that creates that structural abnormality as well. And when you are releasing that tension, you will see how beautifully you will be healing structurally as well. So this is how there is a mind body connection. This is how powerful your psychology is in helping you deal with your physiological conditions, I would say. So if you don't use that energy, which is just trapped in, it stays trapped, right? So this leads to tension, brain fog, lack of clarity in thoughts, and all of that. So what you can actually do is you can do certain movement techniques. I mean, anything that suits you. Today, I will be talking about a few techniques, but anything that suits you would be great. So when the mind is too noisy to meditate, we use the body to calm the brain. So like Yakshita was talking about, I will try to reschedule it, but then my mind is already going through this loop. It's too stressed up, and I'm not able to do that. So what do I do that time? So you can apply these physical movement techniques as well. So there are a few techniques I'll be talking about today, but then yes, you can, because I'll speak about the neurobiology behind it, so that you'll get to know what exactly happens when we are using these techniques. But you can use it for, maybe if you love Zumba, you love dance or anything like that, you could take that as well. Or you love swimming, you could go ahead. So you can apply any technique that suits you. But what actually happens is one such technique in which there is neck release. So a neck release is more than just a simple stretch. It is strategic biological hack. By moving the neck, you are physically targeting the area where the vagus nerve, there is a vagus nerve in a body that travels down towards your heart and lungs. So that's the reason when we are tense, there is palpitation, there is you're breathing high, I mean, shallow breathing, all that happens. So in a stress circuit, what happens is that sympathetic space, the muscles in the neck and shoulders naturally tighten to protect the throat and head from that. It's like that freeze or fight response. So this tension then sends a constant signal to the brain that you are under threat, right? So how this neck release works is this vagus nerve that I'm talking about passes right behind the large muscles on the sides of your neck. So gentle tilting and stretching creates a mind pressure that stimulates the ventral vagal branch. So this stretch, it while you're keeping your head tilted, it specifically activates the muscle at the base of the skull, which are these muscles are neurologically linked to the nerves that control your eye movements and social engagement, which is the ventral vagal. So this gives a kind of safety. So when you relax the neck and jaw, you're telling your brain, I'm safe enough to, I'm safe right now. So this shuts the survival brain, which gets activated at the sympathetic response that I said, and it re-engages the thinking brain, which is the prefrontal cortex. So again, here what we could do is there is a step-by-step exercise I'll tell you. Sit up tall and let your shoulders drop away from your ears. All of you do that. Just sit up tall, let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Now gently drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Don't lift your shoulder to meet your ear. Just drop it. Then stay there for 30 to 60 seconds. You may feel a desire to yawn, maybe swallow, or take a deep sigh. These are just physiological signs of release from your nervous system. Now you can lift your leg, lift your head and repeat it on the left side. Again, gently drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Don't lift your shoulder to meet your ear again. Just drop it. Stay there for 30 to 60 seconds. If you're feeling that desire to maybe swallow, take a deep sigh, just go ahead. There's a release from your nervous system. So you
Hey,
just
so
do
sorry to
a simple hack.
disrupt
Yeah.
you. Can
Yes.
you show us like how to do it? Like,
Yes, I'll just switch on my video. Can you see
okay.
me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll repeat it again. Now drop your shoulders. Now take your right ear towards your right shoulder. The shoulder shouldn't move up. It's just your head going down. Stay there for a while. Continue breathing normally. And then do the same thing towards your left. Here again, I'm not lifting the shoulder. I'm just dropping my head. And come back. So this is the neck release exercise. You could do it for a couple of more times, which will activate your vagus nerve area. And there is a shake off thing as well, where you stand up, literally shake your hands and arms and legs. So this mimics how animals in the wild discharge the adrenaline after they're fed, right? So that again happens because the sympathetic nervous system is really high. So that's another. And one more thing is wall pushes. You find a wall and push against it with all your force, maybe for 10, say 10 seconds. So this uses the large muscle groups to burn off that high stress, the cortisol level. It just burns it off and you come back to the more relaxing state. Like this, when you find a wall, just push against. So the goal here is to just discharge the stress circuit and return to the state of the ventral vagal. So ventral vagal is known for safety, connectedness, and all of that. So you feel more secure when you feel connected, when you improve your social connections. The feeling is amazing. So this is again another hack, one such technique. And next, I will take you to the mindful exercise. So yeah, so I want all of you to position. Take a deep, long breath. Slowly breathe out through your mouth. While you breathe in, your belly expands. And slowly breathe. Your belly goes in. So as you do that, I will take you through a simple guided imagery. Imagine you're walking by the side of a clear blue lake on a beautiful day. Imagine that you yourself are a very small flake of stone, which is flat and light. Now imagine you, the stone, have been tossed out onto the lake. And you're now slowly, gently floating through the calm, clear blue water towards the lake's smooth and sandy bottom. Notice what you see. What you feel as you float down. Perhaps in slow circles, floating towards the bottom of the lake. Notice the serenity of the lake. Become aware of the calmness and silence within. As you reach the center of yourself, just settle your attention there within yourself. Stay there for a while. Now imagine that within you there is a tiny airway which is bending down to your very center. Now starting from the top, walk carefully down the staircase, going deeper and deeper within yourself. Notice the sensation. Rest there by staying on a step. Turn on the lights on the way down to the stool. But don't force yourself further than you would want to go. Stay there for a while. Now, as you reach the center of yourself, just settle your attention there for a while, perhaps in your gut or your abdomen. Just for a while. Breathing in, say to yourself, eyes. And breathing out, mind. The wise sound is a combination of your emotional and logical mind. Breathing in, focus your entire attention on the meaning of the word eyes and the word mind. breathe out. Breathing this deep breath until you sound like it settles into your right spine. Now breathing in, silently ask your wise mind a question. Just ask your wise mind one question. And breathing out, listen for the answer. I'll reduce the here now. Listen, and don't give yourself the answer. Don't tell yourself this is the answer. Just listen for it. And continue asking. Take a deep breath. If you don't get an answer, don't worry. Try again.
Hi, the audio is like too much. I cannot hear you properly.
Okay, I've reduced the sound. Music is reduced. Yeah, now. Now, on your next breath, breathing in, just ask yourself, is this action, thought, plan, whatever you have, was that really wise mind? And breathing out, again, listen for the answer. This time again, listen, but don't give yourself the answer, don't tell yourself the answer. Just listen to it. Don't worry if you don't get an answer. Try again. Take another deep, long breath. Your belly hands. And while you breathe out, all a deep out and slowly breathe out. Once again, take another deep, long breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now just rub your palms against each other, up nicely. Place them over your eyes. Feel the warmth, feel the darkness. Slowly open your eyes. Well, I hope you all felt it. Because this is one such hack where you actually on. So that actually has been created right now. We say there is clarity of thought, there is clarity of action, a lot of things happening. So being fog is gone. So this is one such exercise, I would say. For many of the clients, I just send my audio, I have a pre-recorded audio, their friends, and they practice this after the session as well. And believe me, when we do the HRV post, that's the heart rate device, we did the pre and post, and we found a great improvement after this intervention. So this is a very powerful intervention to activate your parasympathetic response, to activate your vagal nerve, to stimulate your vagal nerve. So I would love to hear from you guys as well. This is just a summary of what we did. One is the um, technique where we get the grounding exercise that we spoke about. Then coming to the breathing exercise, we did 2 breathing exercises. And then coming to cognitive diffusion, where there is more clarity of thoughts, where You try to restructure, reframe your thought in a wise manner that we spoke about, that for which I did the demo right now, and then worrying your time to a scheduled period. And then the fifth one is movement and exercise. So these are some of the things we did today to reset, rewire your brain. You would see how your brain-derived neurotrophic factors, which is like the fertilizer for your brain, has been improved right now. So this releases the BDNF, we call it. These are the kind of fertilizers for your brain, where that that is what helps with neuroplasticity, with rewiring your brain. So you just learn certain simple hacks that we could do to rewire our brains and rewire the brain and reduce overthinking. Let me know if you have any questions. I would want you all to practice at least one of these techniques today, starting from today. And tell me which technique you liked the most, which technique you would be practicing after this as well. Or if you have any doubts, I'm happy to answer them. And I can take them offline as well, later as well. You guys can send on the WhatsApp group, or you can send me an email as well. Anything works. Yes, Karen. And
Thank you
Dani
so much.
also has raised her hand.
Hello. Thank you so much for this. I
Sorry.
actually was about to sleep when I meditated, and I was like super calm. And
Wow.
actually, see, I've been facing this kind of health anxiety thing this year, and
Hmm.
so I think some of these things will really help me, because when I was trying I was tilting my head side to side, so it kind of really helped me, and I was like super calm, and I didn't think anything at the time. So I think one of these things
Wonderful.
really helped me.
That's my takeaway. Very good. I'm sure it'll help you with whatever you're going through, maybe your presentations, your exams, or whatever it is. I'm sure it is definitely going to help you in everything. It helps in every walk of life, from any age group, be it any age group, it helps. So that's the reason I did certain universal techniques that definitely help every age group. Yes, thanks so much for your feedback, Farid. Next, we'll take Dripani, then we'll come to Saika Fatima. Yes, Dripani.
Hello, Tasneem. So it was a
Hi.
wonderful session, must say. The how you have step by step taken the leap. It was wonderful. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Because me being a practitioner, even I feel that we need sometimes this kind of session, and we were truly in the able hands. So thank you so much. One quick
That's what
question.
tell me.
Uh, any particular reason you chose the sound of the water while executing the last session of rewiring?
Yes. So we use different sounds like sound of the water, sound of the birds chirping. So it's always important when you use something that is a natural sound, because sound of water is a natural thing, right? So there are so many natural things natural hacks that are there which we fail to notice. And in today's scenario, it's difficult to find true nature wherever we are living, right? We either have to go to the beach, or we have to go to a riverside, or we have to go to a forest. So forest bathing is also another technique. So there are different techniques, different hacks which we can take from nature itself. That's the reason I took one such sound of nature, which
Mhm.
gives a very calming sound. There are scientific studies as well which say that the sounds of nature reduce your sympathetic response, improve your parasympathetic response. So that's the reason I chose that.
Okay, okay, thank you. Just to add on to this, and of course, as I practiced with you, it was a wonderful experience. But when we go through the ancient ways of looking at things, what we have experienced and learned over the years, that when we touch upon any of the five elements, what we
Yes,
ourselves are made up of, so that has a great impact. But
absolutely.
to so of course, water as a healing element, it was. However, if in the group we are doing had it been a one-on-one session, wonderful, and you know the person, like,
Absolutely.
so that is something really trying to establish that connect, and the water element cleanses and grounds the person and take you to the next level of the meditative journey. However,
Absolutely.
yeah, but however, we have to be when we do a group session, there had been, in fact, I have myself come across scenarios that many of the things, because water as an element, we know in the deep beneath the ocean there can be so many things, so what
Sorry to
will
cut
come
you
up,
here, Dripani. We
uh,
have few more questions. We'll take this offline, maybe on our WhatsApp group as well. I'll just
that
take
would be
Faiza
really
Fatima's
good.
question as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely.
Thank you so much. Because we are running late, just 1 minute remaining, so
Oh,
I don't want to
please
miss
go
out on
ahead.
the other
Please, but I will
question.
definitely connect because I
Sure,
would
sure.
like to share the experience that so many things
Definitely.
come up
Hope you're
also,
there on
water as
the.
an element. Yes, thank you so
That's
much.
wonderful. Thank you so much. Yeah, Faiza, you can go ahead.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, Faiza, you're audible.
Okay. Hi, Doctor. It was really great. It was a really great session. I really loved
Thank
your
you so much.
little exercise from earlier. I totally agree with Sahil. It was relaxing to a point where I was almost falling asleep.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not
thank
in
you.
India right now, so it's pretty early here.
Mhm.
My question is, I definitely use most of these like techniques on a daily, day-to-day basis. I have like a few other things I use, like, I mean, sometimes blasting music in my ears help, or sometimes fixating on an object helps. But I think one of the problems that I tend to happen is that sometimes the loop the loop of trying failing is very ongoing and continuous. So is there any way to reassure myself to kind of stop this loop?
Yes. So some of these techniques definitely will help you stop this loop, because what happens in this loop, like I said, is you're either dwelling in your past, or overthinking about your future, worrying about the threats in the future. So the moment you do these grounding techniques and breathing techniques, or movement, and like you said, sound therapy, something that works for you. So I just gave a few simple techniques. You can choose what works for you, because personally for me also, movement works a lot. I do certain breathing techniques as well, but movement really does wonders for me, because that 1 hour when I'm getting into that movement, I do see how I just forget about everything that's happening, and after that suddenly the thoughts that I had before that suddenly change post my workout. So that is something that works for me. So for you, I would say you could schedule it to some other time by saying, okay, not now, this we are going to talk about it some other time. Or what you could do is look into that overthink. So while you're rescheduling it, you can also do the cognitive restructuring and retrain. So try to understand the crux of what you're overthinking. Sometimes these are real challenges where we have to think about them, but then if we don't think and take it very casually, then it doesn't work that way, right? You have to work on it. But in overthinking, what happens is we are overthinking so much, our executive functioning takes a back seat at that time, right? So which means we're not coming to any solution at all. So what you could do is you could see what is the worst case scenario in this, and then do the fact check. This is what we do in cognitive restructuring. You do a fact check to see if this really has happened in the past. Like for example, you might say, if I don't complete this project, I'm going to fail in this particular thing, I'm going to be removed from this. And then think about whether this has actually, that would be the worst case scenario. Think about whether this has actually happened in the past. Or it could be something like, if someone is hurting me, someone is saying something like this about me, this person hates me, and then try to think about, has that person really hated you in the past, or have they tried to teach you something or something like that. So it depends on your situation. Think about, do the fact check for all of these things. That will help you reduce the overthinking to that point. and then you can do these breathing techniques. So all of these techniques in combination will help you stay in that parasympathetic mode for a longer period of time, and you will learn how to reduce the intensity of the pain or hurt that situation is causing, because of which there is overthinking. So that is something I would suggest. You're good. I hope I've answered it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really looking forward to using these techniques in my life as well. Another small thing that I wanted to ask is, what would you say about the timeline? Like, let's say someone is going through something, someone, they're trying really hard. What would you say, how much, time it would take for a person to, get better in all of this?
Yeah, so typically when they are taking professional help, I say 8 weeks works best. But without that, using these techniques also for any habit to be formed, there are studies which say, some studies say there are 20 days, 20 days is what is required. Some studies say 40 to 60 days. But then it depends on the person, because I've seen this in my sessions as well. For some people, it works wonders. For some people, it takes a little time. And I also do something called EFT, which is an energy healing technique, the emotional freedom technique. So that is a very fast technique where, it works very fast and people recover very fast from this. But it depends from person to person how, you start using this, and it becomes a habit, and it takes some time for some people. But if it is a worst childhood experience and things like that, it takes longer than expected. But if it is a situational thing that has happened just now during that situation, it heals faster. But the root cause is that there are certain, most people I've seen have had adverse childhood experiences which could be impacting their present. So if you try to find the root cause and heal that, then it takes faster. So I cannot say how much time it would take for, because it depends on the person. For some people it's faster, for some people it takes some time. So I've seen people for a year also, and it because it is progressive, the sessions are progressive, so they come back, but then it takes time for them to heal completely. So that is what I would say. There's no timeline. Thanks
Okay.
so much, Shweta.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So I'll move on to Suresh. He's the next person who has raised his hand. Yes,
Yeah.
Suresh.
Hello, Doctor.
Hi,
Thanks
Suresh.
for putting all these techniques together, and it was very well organized. I've been using a few of them. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
One thing which I also do is like get up and have some water. So that also
Mm-hmm.
helps to me.
Yes, movement. You get up from that place and move on. Like the 15 minutes time that I said, where you schedule it, and then you speak about, you write down those things. So after 15 minutes, it's always important to just get up and go to another place where you have not suppressed your thoughts, you've written it down, you've spoken about it, all that has happened. And at the same time, after that, there is a reset where you get up and go, you drink water. So that's a wonderful thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I have another challenge. So usually what happens is I wake up in the middle of the night, let's say 2 a.m., 3 a.m. for whatever reason. Let's say if the dog is barking or something, and then some thoughts trigger, and then I am not able to sleep. So my
Hmm.
kids were racing and constantly thinking about the next meeting, high stakes meeting I have or something like that, and it's really difficult to get back to sleep again.
This is a very common condition I see in many of my clients as well. What happens is, once they wake up in the middle of the night, it becomes very difficult for them to sleep. So, what I would suggest, when you wake up in the middle of the night, don't try to sleep there itself. Try to, do some movement, because sometimes what happens is, when that stress response is very high, right, there is that energy stored in your muscles, like I said. So, do some movement, do something that drains your energy out, or write it down. Do all those things that would exhaust you and put you to sleep. That is one thing. And the other thing what I do is, like I said, I do an EFT technique which helps you sleep very fast. And there are certain audios that I give away after my sessions as well, and I do it during my session. That again, there are certain progressive muscle relaxation techniques that will help you sleep faster at night. So if you just listen to that, maybe you will get some of these on YouTube as well. So look for some progressive muscle relaxation technique, and that again will help you sleep faster. But one more thing for sleep is to improve your circadian rhythm. So
Yeah.
early morning when you wake up, expose yourself to that early morning sunlight. I know in some places like Feza is from Georgia, so there is not much light coming in there. So,
Yeah.
but then exposing yourself to that brightness, even if there's not very high sunlight, also just exposing yourself to that brightness is good enough to set your circadian rhythm. And after that, you will be able to sleep well at night and for a longer duration. And there are many such herbal teas as well, like you get this rooibos, you get chamomile tea, rooibos tea, so many other things that will help you, which help you in a very natural way. It improves your parasympathetic response and all that. So try these techniques, I'm sure it will help you.
Yes, yes. I'm also taking magnesium tablets before sleeping.
Okay, yeah, that also helps. It will definitely help you.
Yeah.
So I think we're running out of time. Thank you so much, guys. It was really, really nice having all your questions. And Dvipannita, we will take this offline as well.
Thank
And
you.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank you, guys.
Wonderful session. And we look
Thank
forward to such session. And thank you, Akshita, for
you.
conducting this. It was well organized.
Thank you,
Thank you
Dash.
so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for coming. Please do give us your feedback in the WhatsApp group. As you all know, Healcare is a consciously curated list of practitioners. We have integrated services from Ayurveda to martial arts to homeopathy to Ayurveda to psychology. Do explore us also and share your feedback with us. I hope you have a great day ahead. And if you have any questions, you can also ask us in the group itself. Okay, all right. Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye. Thank you. Can we take a picture before everybody leaves? I mean, would you like to come on camera and we could take a picture?
Yes.
Yeah, my camera is not working for some reason. Yeah.
Okay. So those who can come, let me just take a picture. I'll take a screenshot. Ready? Just take one more. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.